There we are.
There we are. We're not centered though.
No, we're not.
That's better, I think, huh? Is that better?
I think so.
Okay. Well, hi guys. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. You talk for a second while I pull us up over here. Say good morning. Say good morning and stuff.
Good morning and stuff. Yeah. So here we are. It is Saturday morning, December 5th. This is our second live.
Number two.
And we weren't quite as prepared as we would have hoped.
And why is that, Susan Pocky?
Because I needed my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, today we're going to talk about our podcast. Last weekend, we did our first podcast. And then we are going to talk about, we're going to work on, give you Lee's amazing award-winning turkey brine recipe.
Yes, we are.
And then we are going to present the meter thermometer. Mm-hmm. This thing is amazing. You got it, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And this thing, it's pretty wild. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details. He knows the details, but it's really cool. There's no wires. It's very cool. So I'll let him talk about that. But
right now I am trying to pull up our live here real quick. Oh, there it is. There we are.
Yep, he's pulling it up on the other computer. So
just so I can see that it's
streaming all of our platforms.
And it does look as if we have two people watching right now. So hi, two people. So we got hi from Detroit. So that's probably.
I have the StreamYard banner.
Oh, StreamYard banner. Good catch, Susan.
I knew it.
You're new at this, but you're still doing it. So
yeah. So we're gonna put a banner on the bottom.
So the banner across the bottom there is if you'll go on another tab and go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. And it's just a blue button, usually right in the middle of the page. It says allow permissions. Then it allows us to see who you are when you talk. Now, I happen to know that Detroit, that's probably Gerald. Gerald, yes. Oh, and Deer Stand and Deer Creek, that is probably Kayla. Hi, Kayla. Did you get a deer yet? So for those that don't know.
Kayla Janky?
Yeah.
Oh.
For those that don't know, deer season has just started in Minnesota. So life as you know it completely stops. I mean, you can't get a doctor's appointment. You can't go to the dentist. You can't get a haircut. You certainly can't get your car repaired. We tried to do that last year. No, you can barely go grocery shopping in central Minnesota because deer season started. You can't get an employee to work.
Excuse me, yesterday, one of the girls at work was actually late because the traffic coming through, she comes up from Wadena, and the traffic going out, there were traffic jams everywhere.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. Something we've never seen, ever.
Central Minnesota, where deer hunting season started, and deer are they scared? I don't know. Kayla is in a tree. I'm not sure. Kayla, should they really be scared? I'm not certain. But anyway, it's big news here in Minnesota. Deer are scared.
Well, good luck, Kayla.
Good luck, Kayla.
Hope you get one.
And again, I'm going to say it one more time because we've got some new users on here. If you look at the banner, what are we doing?
I feel like I'm leaning way forward.
Oh, okay.
Let's just pull this back. There we go.
We threw our thing together here very quickly this morning. Go on the bottom of the screen here. You see StreamYard.com/Facebook. Go there. And it'll just have a blue button that says allows permissions. And so if you don't do that, then all I get on here is Facebook user instead of who you are. Now I do have another computer over here, so I can actually see who's commenting, but it takes a little bit more. We got Gerald, we got Kayla. That's who we got. But there's two other people on that I would love to see who you are. So give me a 1 in the box if you're here. I would love to see who you are. And so we are going to go right into it. Podcasting. So we put out our first podcast last week. It was very exciting. Okay. She wants to see us. I wanted to see who's talking, but she wants to see us. But okay. Anyway, podcasting. We put out our first podcast, Freaking Nomads, on
Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it came out Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And they are going to come out on either Monday night or Tuesday mornings from now until probably after Thanksgiving, we're going to do one a week. And then sometime after Thanksgiving, we're going to cycle up to do 2 a week.
Yep.
We've started planning them, and we're going to do 2 a week. Right now, Tuesday mornings, they should come out, and they are all on all platforms now. With that being said, all the platforms told me, as they said, you're on the Amazon platform, you're on Apple iTunes and all that. They said it takes about 2 weeks for them to index us. So if you go to Apple iTunes, you can find us. You have to search for us a little harder than you would normally. Oh, somebody said they enjoyed it. Who enjoyed it? I have to know. See, that somebody has not went to facebook.com and allowed permissions. I don't know. Somebody enjoyed it. I can't see who that was. Well, thank you for enjoying it. But anyway, so right after we do this today, we are going to film. We're going to record our second podcast. We already got the, so we'll give you a sneak preview. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in time, and the next 5 podcasts are going to be about how we came up with going to Texas, how we came up to those decisions. Because we actually really went into a great decision-making process on what state to go to.
Yeah, we did.
We started with 7 different states.
We've been doing this for several months now. It wasn't like we just came up with this idea of getting the hell out of Minnesota because there's a lot of snow.
Hey, Sue, how you doing? Awesome.
Hi, Sue.
So the next 5, maybe 6 podcasts are going to be how we got to the point of, hey, we're going to Texas. Well, we're not really going to go to Texas first, but how we came up with, we always were going to do the RV thing, but how we decided where we're going to land for 6 months out of the year. So Kayla, it's cold outside. We haven't been outside. It's chilly outside. Well, that's good. The deer might be up and about this morning. So anyway, the next 6 podcasts will be about how we landed in Texas. We did actually start out with 7 states that we were going to have. It was the 7. I'll give you a spoiler. It was the 7 states that don't have
income tax.
State income tax. Yeah. So that's where we started, and then we went into deep dive research on which ones we really wanted to go to. We had already lived in Florida, so we kind of knew about that one already.
But we're going to go into all that later.
Yes, we are. So we're not going to go. We're not going to do that one. So,
we want you to go. And do you join? Do you download? What do you do with our podcast?
You can go to any of the platforms. There's multiple platforms. There's 12 different platforms I'm signed up for, which also spread it out to all the other platforms. But the big ones are Spotify, Amazon, Listen, iHeartRadio, of course, Apple. iTunes. And I'm not super podcast familiar. Obviously, I'm a newbie. Well, I'm an expert now. I've been studying it for days.
But so do you join? Is it like
no?
It's just something that you have in your playlist or something?
Yeah, you just go there, you search it, and say, I want to listen to this one.
So it's Freaking Nomads, Untethered and Unstoppable.
Yep.
That's us.
That's us. And you'll find it there. The first episode, I think, was like 25 minutes. We're going to try to keep between 20 and 40 minutes. When we get into interview episodes, they might go a little longer. Our thought is, as we come up with certain content, we are going to interview people, specialists in that arena, campers, national parks, things to do in early retirement, how to do things in early retirement. We're going to bring on specialists. We have hundreds of people that we know. And
we'll be doing research on campers, trucks that we might want to purchase. We don't know yet how all that's going to work, but if we're going to buy something to pull behind one of our current vehicles, or get a brand new truck and a pull behind camper or a fifth wheel. So all that's going to be, you're going to be in on all that. All that's going to be content for the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I've done is I've applied to be an affiliate, or they call it a brand ambassador. Every company calls it something different, for Salem trailers, which Salem is, they probably make 2/3 of the travel trailers.
Forest River, is that
Forest River? They make all, like, they make about 2/3 of the brands of trailers and RVs and fifth wheels in America. So I've applied to be a brand ambassador and told them the story. So cross our fingers, we're hoping to become a brand ambassador for Salem.
Right.
So that would be really cool.
We'll go through the process of how we're going to determine what we want and what we actually end up purchasing. And so you're going to be there with us all.
Yeah.
Through all of it.
So please join us on Freaking Nomads, Untethered and Unstoppable. And we're going to move on now. We're going to move on. That, my extensive notes will show you. We were late this morning. There's my extensive notes. Podcasting. We're going to talk about podcasting. There was an extensive note. So the next thing we're going to talk about was the gift we're going to give you today. And if you have never brined a turkey.
Yep. Thanksgiving's coming.
As a lot of my audience already knows, some of my audience probably doesn't know, some of my family probably doesn't even know that I am a chef, trained chef by any chef standards. And I have a turkey brine recipe. And if you've never brined a turkey, do yourself a favor this year and brine your turkey.
Give it a shot. It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's something that people are missing out on. It's really delicious. Do I do it? Do we do it every year? No. Sometimes we smoke it. Or you can brine it and smoke it if you want to.
True.
But it makes it just. It takes a normal turkey and makes it just that. It's that next level.
Well, yeah. The flavors actually get into the meat of the turkey. Not just most of the time when you're cooking or roasting a turkey, the skin is the best part. Well, I don't do poultry skin at all.
Yeah.
The flavor actually gets into the meat. So it's really,
you're rubbing all that stuff all over the outside of the turkey, and most people don't even eat that stuff. So the brine, actually, you're soaking that in flavor, and that flavor goes through the meat of the turkey. And it roasts in that turkey, and it is delicious. Yeah. I can't tell you enough. Try brining your turkey. It's not that hard. The hardest part, really, if you're doing a really large turkey, is finding a place to let it set for a day. And there's several ideas I would give you. If you have a large refrigerator that you can clear out a big space, usually a 5-gallon bucket from Menards or wherever you're at. Home Depot, Lowe's. Yeah. Normally, a big turkey will fit in that. I mean, even a really monster turkey will fit in a 5-gallon bucket, and you can do it in that 5-gallon bucket. The trick is where to put that 5-gallon bucket. We don't have a huge fridge, and I can normally clear out a spot to put that 5-gallon bucket in there.
We do have an extra fridge for other stuff, so that's nice.
We do.
But
the other thing is if you live in Minnesota, you can probably put it outside. But you do have to, it's poultry, you do have to worry about your weather. So, I mean, make sure that if you're going to put it outside, make sure that it is going to be below 42 degrees for that entire 24-hour period. If it's not, do not put it outside.
No.
The other thing you can do is just put the whole turkey in an enclosed cooler, put the brine in there, or better still is put it in the bucket and then just pack it with ice and put it in that cooler. That's the best thing you can do. It's going to be fine for a 24-hour period. You just have to keep it below 41 degrees. You have to be below 41 degrees for those 24 hours. If you pack a cooler full of ice, it's going to be fine for 24 hours. So, brining the turkey, how do you do it? You mix it. I'm going to give you the recipe, but you just mix all of these ingredients together and then put it in the bucket. Put the turkey in the bucket. Make sure, all of the safety. I'm not going to go into the safety precautions of turkey. Everybody goes into all of the safety precautions of a turkey. I'm going to go into just a couple of them. Lots of people take their turkey and they put it in the sink and they spray it all over the place.
Rinse it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It has really been proven. Don't do that anymore. The turkey's already been cleaned at the factory. What you're doing by rinsing it in the sink is you're putting all of those potentially harmful bacteria all over your sink. Plus, you're aerosolizing that bacteria all over your kitchen.
Who knows where it's spraying? So
when you're spraying that stuff, it's aerosolizing all over your kitchen. You're not going to hit and clean everywhere where that's aerosolizing. And I know that is a long time traditional thing. My parents did it. Everybody's parents did it. They put it in the sink and they cleaned all that blood out and everything.
But guess what? We all lived through it too.
We all did live through it. But your call.
Yep.
You don't need to do that. It's
Just make sure you wash your hands.
You're gonna cook it. You're gonna kill all that stuff. You don't really need to do that. Take all the guts out of it. put it in the bucket, put this brine on top of it. And then when the turkey's going to tend to float, just take a bunch of plates or something heavy and put it on top of the turkey so that it sinks down.
Fully submerged in that liquid.
That puppy down in there so it's fully submerged in the brine. And then however you're going to cool it in your fridge, in a cooler, outside if you live up here. I don't know that we would get away with outside this year.
It's starting to get
that's true. By then
much cooler. We're still a few weeks away.
By then we might be. Let's cross our fingers that we're not. We're hoping that we won't. But right now I don't know that we would get away with it. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to try to share. I don't know that I can do that on with StreamYard. If anybody knows how I can do that on StreamYard, put it in the text. But so the award-winning turkey brine is you do half a gallon of apple cider, give or take. You have to use more if you have a bigger turkey, but half a gallon of apple cider, 2 cups of packed dark brown sugar, 2 cups of kosher salt. Yes, that is 2 cups of kosher salt. It's not going to make your turkey salty.
No, it's not going to be salty.
I promise you. It doesn't take in all that salt. 1/4 cup of peppercorns, 4 bay leaves, 2 cinnamon sticks, 1 teaspoon of whole cloves, and 11. There's a method behind this madness.
11 what?
11 12-ounce dark bottles of beer. Can you guess what you do with the 12th one?
You drink it.
You drink it. You drink it while you're doing all this. Mix it all together in that bucket. Put your turkey in there. And then 24 hours. You can go 24, 36 hours. You don't want to go much more than that. After that, you're pickling it. So don't do that.
Yeah. But before you put your turkey in, you're going to combine everything except the beer. And you'll see that in the recipe. Hopefully we can do that. But you're going to combine everything except the beer. And you're going to stir all that together until all of that brown sugar and the salt dissolve. So you want just basically a liquid cider mixture. So you're going to stir until all that's dissolved. Then you're going to add, while you're drinking your bottle of beer, I guess.
Correct. Because the beer's going to foam up too. So it's going to take you a little bit.
Yeah. So then you're going to put the cider mixture and the beer into the bucket. So make sure you get all your salt and sugars dissolved before you mix it together.
So let's see if I can hold this up. I'm going to hold this up for a second.
Can you get a little bit closer? Because they can come back and...
Yeah, you could probably freeze frame this in case I can't share. I think you can see it.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to do that. And then I'm going to see, can I share a screen? Picture in picture? Invite, present. Oh, present. Maybe that's it. Extra slides, share a screen. Is that it? Chrome tab. Oh, we're learning as we go here, folks. Be patient. We're going to do this. Select a tab to preview. We are going to select untitled Google document. Oh, we're learning as we go. So, can we see that? Let's see. Let's see if it did it.
Oh my goodness.
We're looking over at, there it is.
And there it is.
And there it is. So right over here. So there you go. There is the recipe. I'm going to just keep it up for a couple minutes or a couple seconds because you can go back to this and look. So now how do we unshare it? Okay. Stop sharing. There we go.
Maybe. Okay, there we are. Ta-da! There we go. We learned something new today. You learned with us that we can share our documents on StreamYard. Another thing to do, another plus for StreamYard. Okay, So there was the award-winning turkey brine. I highly suggest, if you've never done it, give it a shot.
Give it a shot. You will not be sorry. I promise you won't be sorry.
That one doesn't disappoint.
No, it doesn't. So what are we supposed to do? We learned this. We learned how to do this live thing. What are we supposed to be doing every 5 minutes? Because there's new people that have come on.
Oh, so we need to
talk about our podcast every 5 minutes because there's new people So you be people that have been here for a long, you're just gonna have to put up with it. Every 5 to 6 minutes, you're supposed to bring up what you're trying to accomplish. So again, we were putting up a podcast. It's Freaking Nomads, Unstoppable.
No, untethered
and Unstoppable. Know your crap, Lee.
Come on, it's okay.
I know.
We're
Freaking
new.
Nomads, Unstoppable, and Untethered and Unstoppable.
You should just let me say that.
Go ahead. Freaking Nomads.
Freaking Nomads, Untethered and Unstoppable.
Yes.
That's going to be the podcast.
That is the podcast. That is the podcast.
We have one episode in
Please
already.
go to any of your podcast
platforms.
That's Apple iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're there. We're there now. And the other place you can find us at is at buzzsprout.com. Freaking Nomads at buzzsprout.com. And listen to us and subscribe to us. And if there's a place that I haven't looked at, if there's a place that you can respond, like us or give us a comment or a constructive criticism, please do, because we will listen to those. And it also ups us in the algorithm. And share it with your friends. We'd really appreciate it. We intend on making this an actual live podcast that we carry with us all over the United States as we do our Freaking Nomad stuff and our RV stuff. So please help us out. We'd really love it.
That'd be awesome.
So third and final, see, here's our note.
That's the turkey note.
Turkey brining note. It was extensive. So our next note is, and it's just as extensive. Let me tell you, no, I'm not going to preview it. Is the meter thermometer. I have been an affiliate for the meter thermometer for 2 years now. And I'm telling you, yes, I'm an affiliate for it. And I started out not knowing anything about it about 2.5 years ago. I was saying, well, what is this? And
looks pretty cool.
I can honestly tell you,
I'm dipping for coffee.
Where are you leaving? Oh, you're going to get coffee. She's getting coffee while I sell. I can honestly tell you that it really is the last meat thermometer you'll ever buy. It is so cool. It's great for tailgating. It's great for barbecuing. If you're a competitive smoker, you could use it for that. It's not as great for competitive smoking, and there's reasons that I would tell you, but you can use it, and it is awesome. But it's great for tailgating, barbecuing. Anything in your oven at home, steaks in your cast iron. I use it weekly here at home for steaks. And the coolest part about it, and I will show you.
And your turkey. You can use it for your turkey.
Absolutely. You will have a flawless turkey. I use it every time we cook a bird. So here's how it comes. It is the meter thermometer. It's pretty slick looking, isn't it? It's dishwasher safe. And the coolest part about it is this box is actually a Wi-Fi repeater. It ties to your Wi-Fi in your home, and then it is a repeater to the thermometer. So you can put this box on whatever you're cooking on, the barbecue grill or your oven or whatever, and if you can see it, let's see, see that green light? That means it has a connection to the thermometer, and it will put out a repeater 165 feet to the thermometer. So you can go 165 feet away from the thermometer, which is a pretty good distance, and still
with your phone.
Hey, would you go get in the freezer? I think I put an orange or something in the freezer. I believe I did. And so it actually will produce a signal to your phone. And yep, I did, didn't I?
Yep.
So I'm going to actually give you an example. A little demo. So I didn't put this in the fridge very long. I put it in the freezer. It is what do we call this?
Tangerine.
A tangerine. So the cool part about this thermometer is, if you look at it, this part, there's a niche on it which you may not be able to see, but you want to put it, generally speaking, you put it in the meat up to this little notch right here. I may not have enough room in the fruit to put it up there, but I'll put it as close as I can. But on this end is a thermometer also. So it's a dual thermometer. And so you put one end into whatever you're taking the temperature of the steak, for instance, or the turkey. And that takes the temperature, the internal temperature of your steak. But at the same time, it's taking the ambient temperature of your barbecue grill or your oven or wherever you're cooking, whatever you're cooking. And then the software for the thermometer, which is on your phone, which I'm going to try to hook up real quick. Which I need to, come on. Never do live electronics on TV. Well, it says it's ready for cooking.
Oh,
cool.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. We are not updating our software right now. Okay, so.
Would you like me to hold this?
Yes, hold the steak, please.
I'll be Vanna.
Okay, she's holding. So I'm just going to say, so what I have right here, if you can see it, it's telling me the internal temperature of that orange is 41 degrees. And if you look at the ambient temperature, it says it's 83 degrees, which I don't believe that it's 83 degrees.
It
was probably because I was holding it in my hand. But anyway, that will go down. But if I were to put it in, if I was to set up a cook, so then I can say set up a cook, boop, set up a cook, and then I just go boop, boop. Can't do it. And let's say I'm going to cook beef, and it's a sirloin, and it automatically comes up and says 135 degrees is
your optimum cook temp
for medium rare.
Yep.
So I will just say start cook. So it immediately starts estimating.
So that they can see it.
It immediately starts estimating the time, the cook time. So it says the internal temperature is 37 degrees. The target temperature is 135 degrees. And I don't want to waste a lot of your time, but it will sit there and estimate the time. If we were to sit here and watch for a little bit and it would actually start cooking.
It's going to take a while at 80 degrees
Yes,
to get this.
Yes, it would sit there and estimate the amount of time it's going to take you to cook that steak. And it would tell you your steak will be ready. And this time, in this case, it would probably tell you your steak will be ready in a day and a half. But it'll tell you steak will be ready in 9.5 minutes. And it actually figures in the time to take it off of the grill and let it set.
Rest it, yeah, because it'll give you an alarm.
Yeah, it gives you an alarm. Take the steak off the heat. Let it set for 3 minutes. And I'm telling you, your steak will be perfect. Not close to perfect, but perfect every single time. I like steaks medium rare. And since I've started using this, and I'm a chef, I can do it with the touch technique, which you screw up sometimes. It never fails. Susie can attest to this. She likes steaks a certain way, and I've screwed her steaks up on a grill before.
Not very often.
But I do. But has it ever been screwed up with the meter?
No.
It is.
I'm trying to read what Sue said. Be able to
monitor the process. Oh, yes, you can.
No, monitor brining process.
Be able to monitor the brining process. You can't really monitor the brining process.
I don't understand that part.
Be able to monitor brining process. I'm not sure what you're saying on that one, Sue. I mean, you could actually, if you're saying, could you stick that in there and make sure that your temperature is okay on the brining process? Yeah, you could. You could stick the thermometer in there and make sure that your turkey doesn't go over
41.
Yep.
41 or over.
And let me tell you, you could actually monitor it because it also gives you here for you tech. It gives you a graph of the temperature of that item the entire time you cook it. And for me, it's really cool because I am a nerd. And when I cook a brisket for 16 hours, I can watch the graph I can tell when the coal went too cold. The coals went down overnight.
When you need to refill.
When I can refill it, I can wake up at night and look at that thing. Oh, my graph's going down. I need to go stoke up my fire. And I can go out there and put coals on my smoker. It's really that cool. So I mean, it's EFC roads keep temperatures. Yep, that is exactly what you can do. So it's very cool. I mean, if you wanted to monitor the temperature of your refrigerator, you could stab this and put it in your refrigerator and say, is my refrigerator still staying cool enough? If you had a refrigerator that you don't think is up to snuff anymore, you could just do this or put it in a glass of water and monitor it but I mean, that's not what it's designed for, but yes, you could do that. Or the brining process, you could do that too. But it really is a super cool thermometer. Now, if you're one of those people, which I am, who smokes meat or does multiple steaks for multiple people, I'm gonna put a link out on the freaking Nomads group. That is a link to this particular item, which is the 165-foot repeater, and this. They also have a set, which I have, of 4 thermometers with the repeater. So you can actually be cooking 4 different items or smoking 4 different items and all at one time. It's more money, of course. I believe this item is on sale right now. They're trying to, of course, they're trying to sell it for the holidays. I think it's on sale I got it for $100. I think it's now on sale for like $89 or something like that right now. But it's awesome. It really is awesome. So this item actually has a pen light battery in it, which charges the thermometer. I've owned this thing for 2 years. I think I put 2 batteries in it. It charges it a bunch of times.
Yeah, and you use it a lot.
Yeah, and I use it a ton. And I mean, it charges it a bunch of times. I mean, I would say, like I said, 2 years, I changed the battery twice. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about it. Very cool thermometer. Well, and it's highly recommended.
It doesn't take up a lot of space. Right. I mean, you've had some thermometers before, and they all look like they're bigger than cell phones. They're like old GPS units or something, which pretty much they are. But they all have wires on them. And at one time which was really cool for the time.
At the time, they were awesome.
Yeah, so you'd have a magnet with the thermometer on the outside of the smoker, but then you'd have 4 different wires going into, one's ambient, and then one is turkey, one is brisket, one is pork. Those wires are everywhere. So that's a huge thing. And
at the time, I was like,
that was the high tech back then.
And back then, that was high tech when I was actually competitive smoking. And that was like, but this is, So, I mean, I don't, maybe they'll come up with some sort of higher, some really cool thing better. This is pretty high tech, though. I mean, I don't know that I will ever need something better than this. Maybe they'll have something really cooler, but this is pretty cool. And you can set up an alarm. You can be in the backyard drinking with your friends up to 165 feet, and your phone will go off and say, "Hey, dummy, pull the steaks off the grill."
Yep.
And you'll never overcook your steaks or your roasts or your briskets or whatever it is you're cooking, or your beer can chicken, which I use it all the time for beer can chicken.
Love beer can chicken.
It is awesome. So let's just go back to this real quick and see what it's doing.
Well, it can't do anything because
we don't have any heat on it. But just to show you that it did adjust itself. The internal temperature of that orange now is 36 degrees. Our target is 135, and I do believe that ambient temperature
69 makes
69
more sense,
degrees is that about.
It just takes some time to adjust.
Yep. So, but it has never estimated the cooking time because it would never get done to 135. It's never going to bring
degrees.
It's never going to bring out that orange 135 degrees if the oven temperature is 69 degrees. But it does do that, and it is very cool. So anyway,
it's compact and convenient. So that will be going RVing with us.
This will be going in the RV with us. And so then when you're done cooking, you can actually put this in the dishwasher. I hand wash it just because
it's seconds.
Yeah, I don't. It says it's dishwasher proof, and I should put it in the dishwasher. I don't. I'll hand wash it. And then you just put it back in here. It's got a metal clip in there that charges it. It shuts itself off, and then it's ready.
Oh.
And I just disconnected it. And it told me you heard that ring? It just told me, hey, your
thermometer is not in the meat anymore.
So it does that too. So now it's ready to go. It's charging for my next time. And it's not this huge, bulky, wiry thing. It actually kind of looks cool in its little case. So there you go. Buy yourself a meter. Buy your favorite cook a meter.
Great Christmas gifts. Presents. Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I don't want to go on and on about it, but it's a cool thing.
It's awesome.
You will find in the freaking Nomads group, there's already a link laid down. We put it in right before we got here, so it should already be there at
10:45.
I scheduled it for 10:45 and it's 10:49. Let me show you our extensive notes on the meter. The meter. We take notes. We extensive notes. Anyway, we have to make some notes on the podcast, though. Some actual notes on the podcast. In fact, I am going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what's going to happen on the podcast. I was listening. I am an analyzer, Some of you may know that in the audience.
Really?
Yeah. I've been listening to the game tapes on the podcast, and I have determined one thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have this stack of quarters while we record the podcast today.
Okay.
And every time I say, and you have to point at me. And I have to put a quarter in a jar. I say and
And huh?
I say and You say yeah a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're going to break those two habits.
Okay.
And so now,
good to know.
You guys have something to listen to when we when we do podcasts. So you can say quarter every time I say and I was listening to it. I think I said and 435 times during the podcast. So when you hear the quarter drop during our podcast, you'll know
we're paying attention.
We're paying attention. All right. We will see you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. And pay for the RV, Sue said. Yeah, probably at about 2 podcasts, Sue. So anyway, we will see you guys next Saturday. Don't know what next Saturday is going to be about.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. Spread the word. Tell people to join Freaking Nomads, the group. We would love it. We'd love to have more people in here. And until next time.
Be grateful in all that you do.
It really helps. It helps your life. Be grateful. We all have things to be grateful about. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.